Hello, Miss Johnson. I got your questions. The first one was I think relates to this problem here about finding x using similar triangles. This larger triangle, which I'm outlining, is similar to the smaller triangle, which means the angles measured the same. When you have similar triangles, the sides are in proportion, and you can set up a proportion to solve this or find x. The length of the longer of this side, well, not the longer side, but this length here is 6, and that corresponds to this length x here. And then the 6 is on the larger triangle, and you have the 9 on this side of the smaller triangle, and this side of the smaller triangle. So again, you can set up a proportion. Here you have the larger triangle. You have this side compared to the sixth side of length 6 compared to the side of length 9. So I'll put the 6 and the 9 here. And you have the corresponding smaller triangle. You have this length is x and this length is 3. So you want to solve this proportion. You just cross multiply. You'd have 9x equals 6 times 3, which is 18. So you have 9x equal to 18. Divide each side by 9, and we have x equal 2. Okay, so that would be the length of this side using similar triangles. Your next question, you asked to work with some fractions. It looks like you have 1/5 plus 5 over 7. You have the quantity of that. You have that in parentheses, and I noticed you have another set of parentheses, 12 over 35 minus 1/5. Okay. What you want to do here is you got to get a common denominator. You got to combine the fractions in each set of parentheses. So you got to find an LCD for these two fractions. You have 5 and 7. The LCD for these two fractions would be just the product of those two numbers, or 35. And so what you're going to have to do is take each of these fractions and rewrite them to where you have a denominator of 35. Well, to get a denominator of 35, you'd have to multiply this fraction by 7 over 7 and this fraction by 5 over 5. It's multiplication. And so let's see if I work on this. 1/5 is equivalent to 7 over 35. And then we have 5/7 is equivalent to 25 over 35. Need to do the same thing with the next set of parentheses. We have denominator 35 and a denominator of 5. Both of these numbers will go into 35, or LCD is 35. So we don't have to do anything with the left fraction since its denominator is already 12 over 35. The right fraction, I need to multiply it by 7 over 7. And let's see, if I multiply 7 times 1 will be 7. 7 times 5 will be 35. Now that these fractions inside the parentheses have a common denominator, you can add the numerators. And so that'd be 7 plus 25 all over 35. This would be in the next set of parentheses. Again, we have a common denominator, and you just subtract the numerators and place it over that common denominator. Let's see, if we add the numerators, that's 32 over 35, and then we're going to multiply that. We subtract the numerators here, it's 5 over 35. Okay, we could simplify that 5 over 35. I can divide that by 5, and I can divide that by 5. And if I multiply the numerators, that would be 32. If I multiply denominators, let's see, 7 times 35 be 210, and 35 be 245. Okay. I'll make another video for the next problems.